Hello and what up to the Podverse. This is what we hope to be the first of many, we believe will be the first of many shows. This is the first episode of the Blacklog. The Blacklog, where we talk black about TV, film, music. And sometimes we just digress off into conversations. And sometimes, hell, we just drink coffee. I say we because I am happy to be co-hosting this with a person I think I've known all my life. He ranged from the city of New Orleans, the city that care forgot. And we shared a room for 2 or 3 years. Pretty much lived together for about 12, 13 years. And usually he was pretty on time with his rent. I'd like to welcome Ryan. I'd like to welcome Ryan, my brother Ryan. That was horrible. What's up? And well, in our first episode, being that we both attended Howard University and graduated and roamed the yard of the Mecca, the real HU, we felt our first subject matter would be the television series A Different World. A Different World was a spinoff of The Cosby Show, the uber successful Cosby Show, starring Lisa Bonet, going to Virginia to attend the fictional Hillman University. Hillman College. Okay, Hillman College. Get that right. The alma mater of Cliff and Claire Huxtable and Russell Huxtable. And I guessed maybe the Grandma Huxtable too, maybe. Yeah. We will learn that maybe Theo should have attended. Hillman. Things we'll learn. Did A Different World debuted September 24th, 1987. Where were you, Ryan? September 24th, 1987.
I would suspect that I was at home, probably doing homework because I was in the 8th grade at St. Aug, and I was pretty excited.
St. Augustine High School.
St. Augustine High School, Purple Knights, New Orleans, Louisiana.
Rise Sons. Hashtag Rise Sons.
2600 AP Turo. Yep.
Yes. So I was at Howard University. I was in architecture. I remember because we were working on a design, and we were all in the design studio. And I remember this guy, Darryl Davis, good guy, had a small TV, and we all were going to make sure we saw the premiere of A Different World. So you can imagine we were at an HBCU. A show about an HBCU is gonna be on TV. So our minds are just running wild. It's like, this is gonna be great. It's gonna be marching bands, dancing dolls. It's just gonna be hipping and hopping all across. This is gonna be black, like, yay! And much to our surprise, when those first credits came on, we were like, "Oh, okay, oh, okay, yeah." There was this. It felt like a knockoff. It felt like a knockoff of a 501 Jeans commercial. For those of you who remember the 501 Jeans.
The intro, oh my goodness.
And the harmonica playing. But it was written by Stu Gardner, who has written many of themes. If I'm correct, he wrote the theme show to The Cosby Show. It was also co-written by Dawn Lewis, who would star in the TV show as Jaleesa Vincent. Harmonica playing again. The wonderful Phoebe Snow was singing, and they had they had Jaleesa and Marissa Tomei and Lisa Bonet and Dwayne Wayne just doing wacky things.
They had
Dwayne,
books in them to show that they were in school, and
yeah, they're piling books. Hey, let's pile book. Let's give Dwayne all our books to carry to class. That's wacky and cool, you know. And okay, and then Lisa's in the phone booth, and she sees this guy walk by who looks like a model with a bad Jerry curl, and she like just ignores the 25 cents she just put into the payphone and is like, oh, I'm chasing after this guy.
and we have Jaleesa double dutching.
Double dutching.
Didn't get that.
It didn't, what's the word I'm looking for? It didn't speak HBCU, to say the least, at that moment. But
I will say, back in 1987, it was a lot more exciting, kind of. Then I look back at it, of course.
oh yeah, I'm looking at it through 2024 eyes. But I mean, at that moment in time, we were still like, you know, what's the word? We were probably still looking at it hopeful. In our minds, we were kind of probably quizzical. It probably was. We were quizzical. We had whimsical looks on our face, and we were and quizzical looks on our face. But we were also happy because we saw African American faces. Ironically, Marissa Tomei, who is in the opening credits, is not seen in the first episode at all.
Aunt May.
She would later on to play Aunt May in the Spider-Man series,
Vinny.
and win an Oscar for her comedic turn in My Cousin Vinny. The first episode, titled Reconcilable Differences. First of all, the storyline. First of all, it was written by Thad Mumford. Thad Mumford and Lisa Levin. Lisa Levins wrote on Family Ties, Cheers, and Who's the Boss, all popular TV shows of their time. It was also co-written by Thad Mumford. Thad Mumford was a popular sitcom writer who wrote on The Cosby Show. He wrote on Electric Company, MASH. As a person who watched MASH, and
yes,
I guess
you did.
You said it like
MASH.
you say it like it's a bad thing, but I'm not gonna feel bad about that.
You watched MASH. You did. I do remember.
I watched MASH and I enjoyed it. Thad Mumford was a name that I saw all the time. And I, working in entertainment as a writer, I've gotten to meet some people. And I remember being at a function and someone said, hey, you need to meet Thad. Have you met Thad Mumford? And I turned around. I said, Thad Mumford? Wait, I know that name. And I turned around. There's this black man here. And I was like, you're Thad Mumford. He said, why, yes, I am. And he says, you look surprised. I said, I've seen your name all my life, and you're a black man. And he said, again, yes, I am. And I just told him, I was like, wow. And I asked him, first as a black writer, I said, hey, were you? And before I finished, he said, yes, I was. Yes, I was. Were you? Yeah, were you the only? Yes, I was. Yes, I was. Yes. Oh. So we cut that cut. I mean, the conversation didn't cut short, but I didn't say, oh, okay. So I just said, oh, and I said, I guess, well, if you don't know, things have gotten a little bit better.
Yes.
Things have gotten a little bit better for us. Storyline is Denise returns to Hillman for her sophomore year. And as we've gathered, that Denise is in her sophomore year because she knows Whitley. That's the only person she knows at that point in time. Because Dwayne comes into the dormitory and he's like very shocked at Denise. So he's a freshman, we gather that he is a freshman.
Yeah, Dwayne in the girls' dorm lobby daily.
Daily. There
That's the
is
equivalent. That would be the equivalent of a freshman at Howard being in the quad, which is an all girls dormitory for freshmen, in the lobby. Daily.
no, because she's a sophomore and she spoke to
Oh.
Steve. Remember,
Oh,
she's a
yeah,
sophomore
you're right.
and she's in Gilbert Hall. She is not in the freshman. It's like him hanging in Slow Hall at Howard University. He would be
But Slow
Yeah.
Hall was mixed.
Go ahead. Okay, go ahead. Meridian, Eaton Towers. That was all.
Eaton was pretty much Eaton was like closing down when I think it
was all
only one
girls.
more
It was all girls.
I don't know.
That's the point. It was all girls. I mean, at some point at Howard, they were all co-ed at some point, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So yeah, Whitley, and that's where kind of the story begins, where Whitley mentions to. We gather that Whitley is a prude, a snitch. She throws shade, and she likes to gossip. I gather. We
I
gather.
mean, did you ever meet somebody like Whitley at Howard? Like somebody like that?
I mean, no, nobody's that.
Even somebody in the vicinity. Like I literally cannot think of anyone that I ever met.
She's dressed like Olive Oyl. It's kind when you look at it now, she's a sophomore at a black college.
And wait a minute, let me say this. I am not saying anything down on Jasmine Guy because she played that role as it was described to her.
She knew the assignment. She knew the assignment. She knew the assignment. Her and
Dwayne Wayne knew the assignment. Kadeem Hardison.
Kadeem Hardison, they knew the assignment and they did their roles.
Yes.
But let's not, like I say, we meet Dwayne. He is, flip glasses. He's going after every girl, this, that, the other. Whitley is happy to see Denise only because she wants to tell her she has a roommate. And she has a roommate who is a divorcee and
26 years old.
26 years old. 26. I don't know. Did everybody remember that Jaleesa was 26 years old? We knew she had an ex-husband.
I didn't remember until I saw it. I was like, dang, she was that old?
We knew she had an ex-husband, but 26 years old was a shock to me. It was a real shock. And she's an upperclassman. So Denise is given this, she learns this, and with this information, she goes up to her new room to introduce herself to Jaleesa, and she starts tripping all over her words and basically saying everything that she just learned from Whitley to Jaleesa about her. And there's a discomfort there, this, that, the other, and you feel like this isn't going to work out.
I feel like it's an 80s sitcom.
Okay. All right, I'm going to let that go. We're going to hear this a lot from you.
Yes.
It is an 80s sitcom. But you feel that there's an issue in the air. She would go to Stevie, who is the dorm director. She is divorced and lives down in the dormitory with her son, JT.
And lives lavishly in the dormitory in a 5-bedroom condominium, which I have never heard of at an HBCU.
Please stop that, man.
Now, I will give you the dorm director. I'll give you that.
The dorm director.
We probably had a dorm director.
You did.
We probably had a dorm. I don't recall.
Have you ever seen their apartments?
I have never seen a 5-bedroom condominium inside of.
And that's not a 5-bedroom. It's not a 5-bedroom.
I can guarantee you. And Drew Hall, the largest room was about a triple, and then maybe was 2 in there. Maybe 1 per floor. Maybe.
It's not a 5-bedroom condo. It's a nice place for a dorm director.
I challenge any person who looks at that season 1 and tell me that you can't picture at least 3 rooms in that apartment.
Okay. 3 rooms. she goes to talk to Stevie about her problem. Denise goes to talk to Stevie about her problem.
Yes.
And Stevie tells her, well, Denise, it's not just, it ain't just like that. You just can't flip-flop, just jump in room to room. But I do have one option. Oh, what is it? Well, you can room with Whitley Gilbert. All right, Whitley. And, of course, Denise is like, are you serious? Huh? And, of course, Denise says, okay. And she rooms with Whitley.
I'm glad you did that.
Stop that. The way you said that.
No. I'm glad you did that about, Denise. Denise was cool on her other show. Denise lost every bit of coolness once she hit Hillman. It is amazing how like they turned her into this
she had great grades
person. She had great grades, and spoiler alert, her grades suck. Period.
And I mean, let's face it. Yes, people do go to school and they don't have great study skills and they mess up this, that, and the other. But Denise hadn't shown that in the Cosby Show. She just hadn't.
Denise is a clear case of someone who should have stayed home for college.
Okay, let's stay off Denise for a hot second. Well, we can't stay off of. Let's stay off of her grades right now. Denise. And next day, she's living with Whitley. And her and Whitley go to the pit. Now, mind you, if they were freshmen, I think Denise would go hang with Whitley. But you're both sophomores. You know people on campus. Like, I understand. When you're freshmen, you don't know anybody. You're going to go with your roommate to the cafeteria. But she's going to the... All of a sudden, she's now hanging with Whitley. And... Whitley is throwing nothing but the greatest. She's throwing Cancun type shade at her. Like
she's hate. I mean,
it's just hate.
She took hate to a different level. Like, man,
Whitley was a hater. Like
she was the original hater, bro. Like before it even became a term, bro.
And they're in the pit. Which, to comment on the pit itself, the pit definitely changed over the years because. First of all, it's standing room only. They're playing some nondescript.
I tried to Shazam the song too. I tried to Shazam that song. It didn't come up. Just letting you know.
It said nothing. It said we're trying and we can't.
It said searching. A little more time. You know what Shazam does? A little more time.
Shazam said F it. I give up. Just happen. I don't know why we're trying this. Again, it is this nondescript music. This is a HBCU. The pit is supposed to be where kids go to hang out. I mean, it may not be. It's not the cafeteria, but it'll be the equivalent to those from Howard who know as the Punch Out. And other black universities have that place.
It's funny what's funny when you say the Punch Out. I thought about that, but. I probably had more fun in the cafeteria.
Oh God, yeah. It's no fun in the punch. It was no fun in the Punch Out because it cost money, like real money.
There was so many things that happened in the cafeteria.
It was beautiful. The cafeteria is where things happen. They go to the cafeteria. They go to the cafeteria. They go to the about to say the Punch Out. They go to the pit, and. Whitney wants this guy, she says, is Chip St. Charles of the Atlanta St. Charles. This is just on some Bold and the Beautiful stuff.
Oh, not the Bold and the Beautiful.
It's some Robin Townsend Bold and the Beautiful, the way she's talking. Ironically, the man that is playing Chip St. Charles is a comedian, Don Reed, who was on Robert Townsend and Friends specials on HBO.
I do remember. I thought I remembered that dude from somewhere.
Yes.
He was the one who he imitated the Kung Fu Theater that used to come on back in the day.
Yes, that was him. Yeah. Yes. Again, and this this young lady has, or I think it was a guy. Either way, he had a tray of food, and I tell you, it had to have at least 3 pounds of French fries on it. There's no entity at the HBCU that's gonna give you that amount of food. It's just not. They'll give you some, but they're not giving you that amount. They're just not giving you that amount of food. Not to mention the music, nondescript music. There are 2 Norwegian level white people doing the WAP in this, amongst the other black people who are dancing to music that doesn't match the dancing people, and it's just, and I can't help but think about that evening in 1987 when we were sitting there one, you got that uncomfortable smile, like, yeah, that's HBCU, yeah, we on NBC,
and that was back in the day too, when you knew what you were looking at was wrong, but you were still like, it's gonna be all right.
It's gonna be all right. It's coming. In
2024, you're like, man, that sucks. But back then, you were like, no,
back then,
it's coming. It's gonna be all right.
You thought the Southern Jaguar Band was gonna mush. It's coming. That blackness, I see it. That blackness is coming. It's coming around the bend. It's coming. I know it is. It's coming around that bend. There they go. Oh, the golden. No. The golden. No. So negative. Also, the person who was working the cashier, I mean, you could briefly see him, but it was enough for me to see. I said it was an Asian man. And let's face it, there's no doubt a correlation of Asian Americans and African Americans and late night food in the Washington, D.C. area and college area, because Lord knows I probably put some child through college at Sarah No.1, and Howard China is still open. It's still open. Man. Oh man, they're making songs about that.
Excellent food too, bro.
Excellent
food, bro.
You didn't have to be inebriated. You didn't have to be inebriated to enjoy it. It was actually just good food there, and that's why they're still open. Story moves on. Chip St. Charles wants to get with Denise. I think because Whitley is pushing herself too hard. Then maybe again, I don't know. Chip Chip just didn't like Whitley. Maybe Chip just didn't like Whitley. He just like, it's okay. I'm good. They later on they're at in their dorm room. Whitley is asleep with her night mask on, and her tapes of crickets that plays. I guess that helps comfort her and puts her to sleep. I guess she, in the Magnolia land, we love to,
I'm gonna chalk that up to 80s sitcom. I'm gonna chalk it up to 80s sitcom because
whatever it is driving Denise crazy. And Denise decides, I'm so frustrated, I'm going to sleep in the lobby. Not the common area, but the lobby. And that
would be the equivalent of you walking into Cook Hall and seeing me on the couch. Like, bro, why you not in your room?
My roommate's playing.
I'm coming in the Drew Hall and seeing me sit in the seat, sleep.
My roommate's playing a tape with crickets on it. You dumbass, get your ass up to your room. And the thing is, she's uncomfortable and she can't sleep. And ironically, Jaleesa Vincent comes down to put something in the mailbox in the middle of the night. I think if she would have come down to the cold drink machine to get a soda, I might have bought that a little bit more. But she sees.
There have definitely been many nights I went to go get a cold drink.
Thank you.
The machine.
I won't put that in. But she sees Denise, and they talk, and she talks about how Whitley's driving her crazy. She goes on this little rant, please, kind of like take me back.
80s.
And Jaleesa has her, I guess, come to Jesus moment. You know, I was kind of rough too. Which I don't.
Like that?
I don't.
I'm kind of rough too. Right?
I guess that's 80s sitcom thing you're talking about, because I just was like, Jaleesa, you're 26. I mean, you ain't really.
You don't really need a roommate.
You don't really need a roommate.
You really don't need to be in a dorm, to be honest with you.
But she said early on that I lived off campus and I wanted to get the campus experience. Like, really? You wanted this? You wanted this? Okay. And they wrap it up after their agreement by eating pizza and commiserating in their room. Which is very bizarre, because I want to know who in the hell is delivering pizza in the Hillman area in this part of Virginia at 3 a.m. I don't know.
I'll tell you what.
Look, there's late night food, but there isn't late 3 a.m. It's about 2 or 3 a.m.
Yeah, so see.
That's DC. That's Washington, D.C.
And Drew Hall. $5 pizza man used to come through all the time. Domino's. All the time. You know what? You mentioned something earlier about Whitley and Denise being together. You know something that stood out? Whitley looking down on Denise, talking down to her on the possibility of her dad being a dentist. Of course, he's a doctor, a gynecologist, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, he's OBGYN.
OBGYN. But you're looking down on someone whose dad might be a dentist. Do you know how much money that man is making if he's a dentist?
Her dad
You go in there with some rock teeth and find out how much you gonna be paying.
Her daddy was a judge, so I guess she felt it was more prestigious or whatever. I guess.
I guess.
I mean, it's weird. And that's basically the story. We have some categories that we've looked. We feel organically just came up as we watched these episodes, and they may go away. More may come, but for right now, we have a few. And the first is, what is the most HBCU thing that you saw in this episode? I myself, all I got is there are more black people than white people.
Dude, I got black people too. I had black people too.
That was the most HBC thing.
Hey, just letting y'all know our the audience. We chose. Rod chose these categories, and we said, "Hey, we're gonna look at the shows separately, and we're gonna make a choice." I really came up with black people, although I did come up with a kind of a bonus. Jaleesa and Denise had this conversation about pizza when they were eating pizza, about how simple of a concept it is.
Mm-hmm.
And all I could think about was the many conversations that I had in college that really didn't have to go as long as they did. You know, I mean, in HBCUs, you're gonna have the obvious, who's the best, rapper and all that stuff. But I can specifically remember having like a 45-minute conversation with my roommates, bro, about Scarface and his voice.
Which Scarface we talking about? The
Scarface the rapper.
Okay.
Bro, when Scarface first came out with his albums, you know how Scarface go in. But Scarface had like two personalities, bro. Like he said, "My name is Scarface. My name is Scarface too." Like he had two different voices, bro, during the songs, bro. And we had like a 45-minute conversation about that, bro. And it was not necessary at all.
To the pod verse, I want everyone to know this is what is called us digressing. and drinking coffee.
Mine is gone. When you see, it's gone.
The least HBC thing you saw.
I already told you one. I just do not believe that there's a dorm director with a 5-bedroom condominium in a dorm. I just don't believe it. And you all can tell me whatever it is you want to tell me. Save it for somebody else. Go tell it to somebody else. Don't tell it to me. But there was another one, because I had to toss up on this too. Jaleesa had the poem Invictus behind her bed. Who puts the poem Invictus behind your bed? I understand you 26.
Jaleesa is worldly and well read.
Now, I understand. I'm coming from, a time where every time I walk into somebody's room, I see Redman. What? The album behind everybody's wall, bruh. Or Onyx. Onyx with that huge, big, frowny face, bruh.
Yeah.
Or Dr. Dre, the Chronic, bruh. I just don't come across Invictus, bruh. Out of the night that covers me, black as a pit from pole to pole. Doesn't, bruh. You do not put that on your wall, bruh. I don't care, bruh. I just do not care. That is not realistic.
Hey, man.
I don't care if it's 87 or 97.
Man, Jaleesa was well read, man. That's she had gone through some things in her life.
If that's what we're gonna call it, yeah, we'll go with that. What would your least HBCU thing?
Oh my God, oh man, I had a 3-way tie.
Oh wow,
Jaleesa fighting. I think we mentioned it. Jaleesa fighting to have a roommate. That room, if I have that room and I've been in college for a year, I am wanting this all by myself. You want to go live with Willie? Go on. And if I see your ass in the lobby, oh no, you ain't coming back. Hell, you better go talk to Stevie. You better go talk to Stevie because it ain't happening here. No, it's not.
Man.
I guess I have talked about them all. And number 2, again, the amount of food served at the pit. Just like you're not getting that amount of food. You're just not even. And also the two white people doing the wild.
Dancing.
Not saying that they weren't white people at HBCUs, but the ones that I knew were both on the football team with me. I
know we had the white guy. I know he was in the band. I remember, but I think he was a year or two behind me.
Okay.
I remember he was in the band though.
And
now today there are a lot more.
No,
before the hours came.
Definitely, there are a bunch of Mac Millers and Eminem types, bro. Hip hop song dropped because of the music that was played in the pit, and also when Jaleesa was cleaning up her room, she was listening to Uptight by Stevie Wonder. Now look, I am the Stevie Wonder fan, but she wasn't playing 80s Stevie. She wasn't playing 70s Stevie Wonder. She was playing 60s Stevie Wonder, where he was still under the reign of Berry Gordy. He was playing Uptight. This is 1987. We are in the middle of hip hop becoming its own at this point. Run DMC are known worldwide. There at least needs to be a hip hop song in every episode of Different World. Mind you, we expected that the night we watched the pilot, and it did not come.
Years later, we know where that came from. It's all good though.
And I said we have to have a song that you have to have what song could be needed in every episode. And For me, I guess when I saw all these people doing the WAP standing room only in the pit, I do not understand why they're all dancing to this. I just don't. It's like a sock hop. I think my hip hop song drop for this episode was "Candy" by LL Cool J. I feel good about candy.
That was a pretty good one. I did like Candy.
Yes.
That was a good song.
Yes. That is my hip hop drop. And what is your hip hop drop?
And yes, young people out there, LL Cool J was a rapper before he was on NCIS.
Yes, he was.
Was it NCIS? Is it NCIS?
Yes, I mean, but the first show was In the House. It was a sitcom. His first acting role was in Crush Groove, and literally all he said was "box." That was the beginning. That was the beginning of his career. Look at I want you to look at LL Cool J today and remember his first words ever uttered on TV or film was "box."
I remember that.
That's all it was. He
also did not die.
I was about to say it. Jinx, buy me a Coke. He did not. He was the first black man to make it to the end of a horror movie. Man.
I mean, Shark Movie wasn't really a horror movie, but still, same,
the way they shot H. Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah, it was a horror movie, baby. It was a horror movie. It was a horror movie. We also have a thing.
All right, get my song.
I'm sorry. Oh my God! Please, I apologize.
Actually, since looking at Jaleesa, everybody seemed to be keeping a strong eye on Jaleesa and all up in her business. I chose "Public Enemy No. 1" by Public Enemy.
Ooh.
Public Enemy No. 1.
Oh.
One.
Wow, that's a good one. I'm not gonna lie. Oh my God, I remember when I got that. You know how I got that tape? I only got it because I happened to be over in Georgetown, and I stopped over at the Wiz, and every Tuesday was new music, and I went in there and I asked the brother, I said, "Hey man, what's going on? You got any new music?" He said, "Negro, you need this in your life." He held the tape up, Yo Bum Rush the show, and he said, "Negro, you need this in your life." That's what he said to me. I did not know this man. Yeah. I said, "Hey, what's the new?" "Negro, you need this in your life." That's what he told me. And I bought it on that suggestion. Didn't hear it. I said, "Really?"
Yeah.
Well, it's public. Right. He did not let me down. We also have a category called the DFM, or Denise's Funny Moment. We kind of have discovered that Lisa is so talented at drama that maybe she hasn't.
Not so talented.
I wasn't saying funny. That. I'm saying she hasn't honed per se her comedic chops. So we call this thing DFM. What is Denise's funny moment? Because they kind of are far and few between. So,
I originally said Denise's face when she had to turn Whitley's radio back on when Whitley woke up.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm taking it back. Non-applicable.
Wow.
I'm taking it back.
Non-applicable.
It really was. I really forced myself on that one. It really wasn't that funny. There was nothing funny about it. It wasn't funny in '87, and it was not funny in 2024.
I think that Denise had this rant when she was convincing Jaleesa, "Please let me back," and I thought it was humorous, and I thought that was good. What did you think? I guess not, because you're still saying not applicable. No. I guess that means I need to go on to the last category. What HBC alum is needed as a guest star, and in what role? I myself wanted Booker T. Washington, D. Booker T. Washington, and who started Tuskegee University to star as Donkey, the funny security guard, who we find out 10 episodes into the season was a former Hillman football star, but blew his knee out and has returned to work and get his degree.
Oh, why does that gotta be Donkey, bro?
I said Donkey. I didn't say Donkey. Donkey. Okay. What's up, Donkey? Like, that's a nickname. I didn't say Donkey. I said Donkey. So work with me on this. I said Donkey.
I chose somebody who saved a different world, and we will get this woman put on a pedestal at some point in time. Debbie Allen as the random mama helping her daughter move into the dorm and observing Whitley and saying, "Thank God my child doesn't have to live with that little stuck-up bougie girl." Let me tell you something, Debbie Allen. Oh. We need to get a shrine for her for what she did starting season 2. Everything that y'all look for in that first episode, if she would have been there season 1, y'all would have been on the floor like X-Men 97. Y'all would have been so happy.
Oh my God. Oh man.
But we didn't.
Wow, my God. Wow. I need to state, and my brother Ryan was the one who told us that we need to do 2 episodes. 2 episodes and we need to do 2 episodes of Different World. An episode of season, because season 1 is kind of tough to get through. So,
and who knows?
That is the end of season
2. We might do season 2 also.
Who knows? But we got to move on. We got to move on to season 2 before we move on to season 2.
And let me add, Rod is telling you this because I personally wanted to start with season 2, but he did make sense in saying that we got to start at the beginning, because there are major storylines that obviously connect later on.
Definitely. I want to take this moment to say that the Blacklog is brought to you by Fade to Black Funeral Homes. While there is death in life, let Fade to Black put life into your death with on-site tattoo artists and t-shirt printing. Fade to Black will take care of all your homegoing needs. Now, we're going to talk about episode 2, which is titled, ironically, Pilot Presentation, which is bizarre to me. It was bizarre to me, and after I did a little me search on the Google machine, I found out that it was said that a new first episode. They shot a new first episode, meaning the one we just spoke of, because they wanted to introduce new characters. Let me say they introduced no new characters in that episode. As a matter of fact, they were minus one character from the main cast. As I said, Marissa Tomei was not in the first episode, and yet she appears finally in this episode.
I will tell you why they had the pilot as a second episode.
Why, Ryan?
I will go strictly to, I'll even go just to one thing. Jaleesa's hair. Jaleesa had natural hair in the second episode.
She looked like Nola Darling. Yeah.
I do believe that some of the writers or some of the executives said, "Hey, we need Jaleesa to, do something, with her hair." What would you like? What would you like for her to do with her hair?
Tame it.
Tame it. Make it straighter.
Yes, Jaleesa did have Grace Jones type of Nola Darling being the star, one of the character in Spike Lee, and She's Gotta Have It, Spike Lee's first movie. It was a natural. But despite the success of the Cosby Show, I guess they wanted a new episode. This pilot presentation wasn't working for them. It is written by John Marcus, Carmen Finestra, Matt Williams, and directed by Jay Sandrich. All of the Cosby Show fame. The storyline is, and this is a very good pilot episode. The storyline, it was Denise was slipping and supposed to pay her dorm fees for her and Jaleesa, and well, the checks bounced, plain and simple. And more sooner than later, Denise now wants to be, instead of going to her parents, she now wants to be an adult suddenly, and she wants to do it on her own to take care of this, because they're on the verge of getting kicked out of school, which we will get into depth about some of the things. This story, as much as the storyline about being responsible is very real, there's some things that just don't hit with Ryan and myself, and probably anyone who went to an HBCU. The main story is Maggie arrives, aka Marissa Tomei, who is in the opening credits again, but this time she appears. You ever bounce a check?
No.
I never bounced a check myself, mainly because I was scared to write a check. And around Howard, if you bounce checks, they took your picture and put your ID up and that bounce check, and literally would have you sitting behind, have your picture and your bounce check. Do not buy from this person. Do not sell nothing.
Bro, you walk in there and say, yeah, man, give me a pack of blacks and give me some gum and
then they looking on the wall.
Kind of looking like
I can't sell to you.
Hey, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'll come back.
I can't sell to you, man. It's just, that.
Yeah, sell if you got cash.
And I've seen, and let me get this, I've seen it happen to people, and this is just the horror of it. Just like, I just didn't want that to happen to me so badly that I did not write a check till I was like 25.
Bro, you walk in the store, you like this. Just kind of looking to the side, like, could you see that check? You like,
you know you ain't supposed to be there. You know you're not. Just why you trying? Like, why you like? I don't even want that embarrassment. And the thing is, if it was on Georgia Avenue in a store, everybody knew. Everybody knew. And oh man, we see Whitley and Dwayne for, a hot second in the first episode, never to be seen again. Never to be. We see him. It's like running through the lobby, and it kind of makes me wonder. Like, you had these great characters, and you only brought him in for like a line or two, and he was literally in the first. He's in the opening credits because he was in the opening credits.
Yeah, literally.
They're literally in the opening credits. It's like, you just brought them in for basically a line or two. It didn't make sense. Like I say, we open, Stevie comes in with some steam because she is returning from the A building, administration building, for people who don't know it, but I doubt if anyone listening doesn't know, they're at the A building. Yeah. She's coming from paying the dorm fees to the school because she supposedly collects all the checks from the girls in the dorm and takes them to the A building.
That is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard of in my life.
Yes, because if you have housing at an HBCU, it's been paid for. You're not getting
You are not getting a key.
You're not getting
HBCU if it's not paid for.
You're not paying monthly. You're just not paying monthly like it's rent. And the thing is, you're supposed to be, the whole thing is you're being responsible now. So you're gonna depend on the dorm director to go to the A building and pay your bills? And the responsibility part is writing a check and giving it to this woman? That makes utterly no sense. That makes no sense at all.
Who should get robbed?
Huh?
Who should get robbed?
Oh, come on.
I'm just saying, like, what if she decided, oh, I gotta go make a run somewhere, like off campus, and she got the suitcase in the back of the seat, bruh, and somebody just bust the window, bruh. You know, DC in the 90s or 80s, bruh. Your window was getting bust, bruh. Busted, bruh.
This is Virginia.
Do you know how many times my little geoprism got that window cracked?
No, I didn't know. How many times?
I learned about Safe Light in the 90s, bruh.
Wow.
All that Safe Light auto. Hey, I was on Safe Light back in its infancy, and that might not even been its infancy.
Wow. The things you learn. Stevie, the dorm director. Just to remind you, Stevie, the dorm director. She is the dorm director, and she is upset because Denise rushes out. Hey, Stevie, I have my check, and it's like, Denise, I just returned. And if I didn't say it in the first episode, Stevie is played by Loretta Devine. Loretta Devine at this point, she is from straight off Broadway from Dreamgirls. And you'll see her later in life in Waiting to Exhale and many other things. But at that moment in time, she was hot off Broadway from Dreamgirls.
And since we're talking about Stevie, why don't we mention her son that they tried to bring in?
Oh, I thought you were about to talk about. I thought you were talking about her apartment again.
The last episode, her son was trying. I guess they wanted a cute moment. I'm not JT. I'm Captain JT. Boo, JT. Get that kid out of here, man.
You're horrible the way you just booing a kid.
They try to bring a kid. You know, man, nobody's paying attention to a kid on a college campus. Y'all try this 80s sitcom. I mean, that is 80s sitcom to the max. Let's bring the cute kid. And then he didn't end up being cute, and you're left with what? Nothing.
Well, that's true because those characters would eventually leave.
Yeah, all those characters were gone. Debbie Allen say, "Oh, honey."
Oh no. Loretta Devine leaves before the first season is out. She's gone before the first season is out.
I thought Debbie Allen came in.
Wait, I'm sorry. Spoiler alert. No, they got rid of her before the season. Yeah, Denise comes in and she goes back and forth with Stevie about the check being late. Stevie reveals to her that you have a roommate coming. Maggie, she's from Minnesota. Her dad, she's an Army brat. Her dad,
military, huh?
Yeah, military brat. Dad's all over the place, but she's from Minnesota. I don't know which is it. Is she from all over? Is she from Minnesota? Either way, she is now here to study journalism at Hillman. And she will be arriving tomorrow, as Stevie told her. Can they do that today with kids? Like just drop a roommate on you? Because these kids today, when they go to college, they literally know their roommate. They know their roommates. They've met each other. They've been introduced. Like, remember the day when we had roommates? You walked in the room. What's up?
Shout out to Reagan Durant and his family. They walked in. Wonderful family, man. Reagan, Dr. Durant. Sorry about that.
I don't know what happened to my first roommate, but I remember walking in the cook hall into room 140 and sitting in tennis shorts and a do-rag was all I could remember is he was Darrell from Detroit. Had a do-rag on. He had some slippers on and some tennis shorts, and that was my roommate. He's a quarterback. He would eventually be removed and replaced with Mike Taylor from Dayton, Ohio. But officially, Do-Rag Darrell from Detroit was my first roommate in college.
The terrible part is that, you're right. that the kids know who they're already rooming with. Like my son, he knew, but back in the day, and first impressions are everything. If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure I turned it off, but I moved in. Man, I got this sad little radio, but I'm just booming that DJ Jimmy, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just, it's all good.
Man,
here comes Reagan and his parents. I'm like, man, hi, how you doing? Hey, hello there. But yeah, man, roommates is a lot different. I would think that they can actually drop a roommate on you. I don't think you really have a choice in that in the end. I would think.
It just seems like somebody would declare like this is traumatic. Maybe like I don't know if my I don't know if I can deal with this right now. I don't know this person. I don't know. Maybe it happens at maybe it happens at PWIs. I don't know.
Get over it.
So is Stevie good at her job? Because just last week she took Denise, moved her in with Whitley, moved her out. Then she comes back and says,
"Oh, really? I mean, Denise actually moved out on her own."
Okay,
if you think about it.
All right. Okay, you have a 3-bedroom dorm room with Denise and Jaleesa, and you have a 2-bedroom dorm room with Whitley and nobody.
What's Whitley's last name?
Gilbert.
What's the name of the hall?
Okay. Gilbert Hall. All right. Okay. Understood. Okay. Maybe Stevie is good at her job. She knows how to stay.
Actually, you can say that she's good at her job because she got Denise and Jaleesa to solve their problems on their own.
Did she? Did she really?
That was all part of the plan.
Did she? I don't know. They're in the dorm. Denise has yet to really speak of her. Well, she's given the check. She's taking the checks already over, and so she thinks everything is taken care of. We get to see Jaleesa come from her diner. She works in the cafeteria, got a little outfit on and stuff like that, looking like an extra on Alice. She coming in. I'm so tired. Ooh wee. And who shows up but Maggie? Mm-hmm. And Maggie's a day early. It was kind of funny how they said you're a day early. I'd have been like, all right, you knew I was coming, so you obviously was coming. I'm here. I was gonna get here anyway, either today or tomorrow.
Yeah, bro. Pretty much at Howard. I can't even just say Howard. Probably Morehouse everywhere. You sitting in your room, bro. Somebody opening the door. You like, what's up, bro? What's up? What's your name, bro? That's it.
That's it. That's kind of how it is. That's really
kind of roll in with the suitcase.
You roll with the punches. Thank you. Maggie seems to be already in the mold of Kara. Kara being Vanessa's best friend, fast talking best friend on the Cosby Show.
Yeah,
and I guess
it's kind of a perfect. It's a perfect description.
And just kind of doing, and it's like, and everybody, and at that moment, everybody in the room is watching that person go, like, talk, like, marveling at that, and then you kind of get over it, and then it's like, oh, that's the joke. It's kind of,
if you think about it, was actually Marissa Tomei's character came first, and then that character may have been based off of Marissa Tomei's.
Maybe.
Because that little girl came later.
Jaleesa, next day they're in the lobby. Jaleesa's about to get out of there. And she sees Maggie and talks to her briefly, see how she's getting acclimated. Jaleesa exits. And just seconds after, Denise enters. So I know they've seen one another. I know they've had to see. Matter of fact, I see her in the background. I know you've seen each other. Denise comes in with the news that her check bounced. And she's that check didn't clear, her check bounced, and then she realizes that Jaleesa's check didn't bounce, and it's just bizarre. It's bizarre, and Denise is in this moment where she's really trying to be I guess she's trying to be adult. I guess if you want to call it that.
Yes,
but
because she went on her own to talk to Dean.
Wait. You're getting ahead of yourself. You're getting ahead of yourself. You're getting way ahead of yourself. Like I said, she realizes that not, and the thing is, by these checks bouncing, she's gonna get her and Jaleesa just kicked out of school. I mean, honestly, we already are lost on the whole dorm fees, but I don't know black colleges that kick kids out of school when that's money. They don't kick money out of school. They don't. Hold on. They don't kick money. They work with them. They get mad at them, but they don't kick money out of school unless it's like just a lot of money. You know what I mean? You're not just kicking kids out of school. It's Hillman is different. I mean, it's the first two of them, but Hillman is different at this moment in time.
Maybe they kicked Denise out with that 1.7 GPA she got.
Yeah, there's that, which we will talk about later on. Ladies are in the common room watching soap operas. It's like a room full of black ladies, and suddenly Marissa Tomei walks out and just sits in the center of them watching soap operas, and they watch it, and it ends until tomorrow. There's a cameo from a young Yvonne Phyllis Stickney of New Jack City fame. I don't know, you may remember her. She was the lawyer, the prosecutor who was trying to put Nino Brown.
I do remember.
Yes, Mr. Brown. Yes, the jury is very, very sure of who you are. She was good. She was a funny comedian too. She was a very funny comedian.
What was that line, bro? She gave that was hilarious.
I cannot remember exactly, but she was good.
The city of New York is not on trial, Mr. Brown. You are.
That's it. Denise comes out and she gets on the payphone. I know a lot of these kids out here don't know what the hell a payphone is, but they get on the payphone right outside the common area, and she calls, of course, collect to the Huxtable house. And I got to say, you knew this was the pilot presentation because there was a Heathcliff and Rudy Huxtable cameo. This was the pilot that they wanted, no doubt about it. Mm-hmm. The thing I love about this call is Rudy is like she's not playing cute. She knows her sister that messed up. She knows Denise. She knows Denise is trash with money. It's like, what's up? She's like, in so many words she said, what's up? I know you calling for money. You ain't calling to say hello. And it's funny because Denise kind of says, put Dad on the phone. You can like she talking like she talks to Theo or she talks to Vanessa right now. It's like really talking to her like she a child. She like, happy. You want some money, huh? I know you do.
She was not happy at all, bro.
She is not happy. Let me talk to you. And they put Dad, and she puts Heathcliff on. And Heathcliff like, and she said, and she, she fronting. What you call for? Nothing. Just call to say hi. I love you,
Whatever.
All right, just checking. And it's even funny when they hang up. Rudy like, what she want?
She want
some money. She want money. Yeah. She want money. Huh?
Blade her.
Yeah.
Blade her, bro.
She don't want to ask? Nah, I don't think she want to ask him. I don't know. So Heathcliff is kind of listening to Rudy like she want money, huh? Yup.
They're literally like playing a game of chess. Checkmate.
Checkmate. I know it. I know her. I gotta admit, as we were talking about how Denise is, I think we were talking about in the first episode how Denise has just become this. Just sad. It's sad in that person that she wasn't on the Huxtable. I mean, in the Cosby Show. And I can't lie. In that moment when she says to to Cliff. Heathcliff says, no, like she's being an adult saying, no, I ain't got no problems. She is such an adult to me, and it's so attractive. You know how mom and dad would send me like $30 every now and then? She could have got that whole check at that moment in time. She was attractive. She was just attractive because she was just being an adult. Like, thank you for being an adult around here.
Yeah, I wasn't.
So she's calling, and I didn't even mention that right before she made a call to them. She's on the phone with a pizza place trying to get a job and a $200 advance. I still have never heard of. I wish I could have gone to my job at Wendy's and said, "Hey Tom, you think I can get a $200 advance?" Tom would have said, "That's about 3 weeks for you, Ryan."
That would be the equivalent of when I worked at the Athlete's Foot. I never took the test to get the commission, but since I sold like $500 worth of shoes to this guy, we're just gonna give it to you. Just take it. Just take it. You get the commission on your check. It's good.
You had to take a test to get a commission?
Athlete's Foot? Yeah, bro.
What the?
You had to know like pronation and all that stuff. It was ridiculous. I never even took the test too.
Oh my God. I never knew. Oh my God. So Denise is in a pickle. She ain't got no job. She ain't got no money. She don't want to call her mom and dad. Rudy popping shit on. It's just not good.
Not at all.
It's not good. And she's sitting there trying to figure this out with Maggie, and Maggie's like, well, I could talk to Jaleesa. She ain't been there all of 8 hours, maybe a day. And she says,
like
she talks
you know her.
like you know her. And she's literally trying, and that's the thing about Denise. She'll let somebody else try to help her before she help herself. It's like,
She
well,
sure will.
she say, well, go ahead. I'm gonna let you try this. And then she eventually, she shows that she's an adult and says, no, I'll tell you. And then she tells her the situation, and Jaleesa is upset. And the thing that gets me is Jaleesa says, I guess I'll have to call my ex-husband Lamar. Like, wait, hold on. Wait, Jaleesa. You have told us already in the episode that you have 5 brothers. You will later tell us in another episode you have another sister. There's nobody you can call. There's nobody you're sitting there. Like, you have to resort to this. Like, I mean, crack isn't that hot right now, and I'm not suggesting that you sell crack, Jaleesa, but it's getting to the point where you got to call your ex-husband. I just don't
please,
think.
whatever you do, please don't sell crack.
I'm trying. I'm just trying to figure this out. I really, really am. Jaleesa storms out, and then Maggie says, "Oh my God!" She has one of those. She says, where the
These moments.
Wait, I was talking to Dr. Harris. Dean Harris, he said anytime you need help, come to me, Maggie. I bet he can help you out. That's what I would want to say. Maggie, he said anytime you have a problem, come help me out. I didn't tell you, Denise Huxtable, don't bring this to me. Secondly, how in the hell does Maggie feel that she is that goddamn tight with Dean Harris? I think deans and doctors say a lot of things when they first meet a kid. Hey, anytime you need help, call me. And then they're at home and they watch NCISLA and they get a call. Hello? Who is this? Oh, this is Maggie. You said you could call anytime. I didn't really mean that. That was that. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that at all. So she sends her off to they go and Denise is okay, and they go to see Dean Harris. Dean Harris, who is played by Ted Ross of The Wiz, the film The Wiz. He played the Cowardly Lion.
He was.
I mean, what? He was.
I mean, all that dude was a Cowardly Lion.
Yeah. My name is Fleetwood Coupe de Ville. He was funny. He was good. He was good as the Cowardly Lion. He was.
He sure was.
Yeah. My mama named me Fleetwood. What's your name? Fleetwood. Yeah, he was good. He was good. I think he was. I think he started on Broadway too as well.
He seems like he started on Broadway.
Yeah, and he was. I think he had played Dean Harris once on the Cosby Show.
With his curly mustache.
Oh God, it's a handlebar thing. Denise sneaks into the back of the classroom, sitting there waiting for class to end. This guy is. Dean Harris is just given an assignment, and a guy, or either said about a test that they're going to have. This guy stands up, and the actor's name is Todd Hallowell. The ironic part about it is Todd Hallowell was Denise's date in the pilot episode of the Cosby Show. He was a merchant marine, and I just don't recognize how Denise doesn't recognize the boy that was a merchant marine had an earring and has straightened his life out. Not saying that being a merchant marine is bad, but he somehow changed his life, and now he's a college student. She just doesn't see that.
I still, to this day, have no clue what a merchant marine is, and I refuse to Google it.
Understood. All I know is that they get an earring when they cross the equator.
All right.
And I only learned that from the Cosby Show. How about that?
Yeah. I got an earring when I crossed Georgia Avenue to the store, and they pierced my ear. That's when I got my earring. I didn't have to go across the equator.
And I mean, I know we're not the scene itself, but I can't help but talk about Todd Hallowell because I remember him in the 80s, and he did a couple of roles where I would see him on like Facts of Life and some other shows.
He was just a familiar face.
He was a very familiar face. The guy that he was that type of guy, like, the black guy that every girl wants to date. That because they didn't have too many of them. You know what I mean? He was just
that familiar face. It's kind of like
yeah.
Like I still to this day don't even know who Will's mama's name. Her name is as an actress on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Okay,
that actually plays his mama. She was actually on everything too. Everything.
You know, ironically, the way you said that, her name is Vernee Watson. And I just had a conversation about her. She was on Carter Country.
She was on a lot of stuff.
She was a sweat hog on Welcome Back, Kotter.
Yeah.
She was, well, of course, Will Smith's mama. She was on ER. She's done a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Oh, she's done a lot. She's done a lot.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, if you wouldn't have just said her name, I would have never known. And I guarantee you, when we finish this show, I would have forgotten it.
Well, I have not. Vernee Watson. He goes, like I say, I would see Todd Hallowell years later after moving out here to Los Angeles at this health food so-called Simply Wholesome, black-owned place. And Todd was in there. Lo and behold, he's a CHIPS officer now. He's a California Highway Patrolman. And I said, oh, my God, that's the dude who dated Denise. And the urge, just you see, you'd be like, oh, snap. And it's like, and then I caught myself because I said, if I went over, I said, he might shoot me if I bring that up, and I didn't want it. It obviously is it was a different life for him, and now he's in a different stage of life. And I said, I'll just stay here and say I saw him.
Like Roger, bro, on the airplane, bro, Kareem. Hey, you're Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You play for the Los Angeles Lakers. No, my name is Roger. I'm an airline pilot.
No, I know you're Kareem. My dad talks about you all the time. He said you don't really play until the playoffs.
So you don't really play hard enough. Bro, he got so angry, bro. He got so angry that scene, bro.
Oh God! Look here, kid.
Hey,
you tried dragging Lanier up and down the court.
Hey, if there's anyone out here who has never seen the movie Airplane, it is worth your time.
It is not It is not politically correct, but it is not politically correct, but it is quite enjoyable. It's quite enjoyable. But this is one of those digressions. Back on point. She goes to see Dr. Harris, and she talks to Dr. Harris about a problem, and Dr. Harris is like, you want a loan? Loans are for people who need. Your father is a doctor. Your mother is an attorney. You have a 1.7. You bounced 5 checks. Let me tell you something. As a dean, I just don't know any dean knowing that much information about it. Like it's like he keeping a dossier on Denise, stuff like that, you know?
I don't think I ever really spoke to, I've spoken to deans, but, advisors, I may have spoken to like one dean in my life.
I know the Dean of Residence Life, former Dean of Residence Life, Charles Gibbs. That's all I know.
Charles Gibbs.
But I've never spoken to him as a dean. I spoke to him only as a teammate.
Oh, yeah.
I never spoke to him as a dean.
Gibbs. Dr. Gibbs.
But I think it's amazing that like I said, she goes to him, and he's like, Denise, why don't you want to go to your parents? And she's like, she has that, come to Jesus moment. I want to be an adult. And I guess that touches him enough to say, come on, I think I got some pull somewhere where I can get you a job on campus that will front you $200.
And don't forget the slow zoom in on Denise as her dramatic
revelation, I guess you call
it. Her dramatic acting came out as she talked about wanting to be mature and to be an adult, as she talked to the evil Dean Harris with his twisty his little curly thing, bruh.
I guess she was being dramatic. Yes, she was. It's like she got that part down. It's the funny she's kind of working on a little bit more.
I really wanted Dean Harris to go like this.
I didn't mention in that classroom, all those kids in there look like they got ex-wives, ex-husbands, and telemarketing jobs. They do not look like they're in college at all. They don't. They really, really don't. So that is the pilot episode of The Cosby Show. Hey, let's go to the categories. What did you find to be the most HBCU thing in the episode?
Jaleesa's hair. Natural. When I got to Howard, there was so many girls who came with perms, but by December, they decided to go natural. Either by sophomore year, and by the time you get to senior year, you just had straight up dreads and everything else going back.
Lockman.
Locks. There you go, locks.
My most HBCU thing was watching soap operas on the lobby TV. In the common area, we had a TV, but I can't even say the common area. Everybody didn't have a television. Everybody has a television. I think everybody has a television. No, now. But that's what I'm saying.
I just said I didn't.
I didn't either. And I'm just saying, I remember going to people be watching TV. On the person who had a TV, you'd be in that room. It'd be a bunch of people watching soap operas, dare I say cartoons, or Morton Downey Jr. or whatever, Jerry Springer, whatever's going on.
On Sundays, we used to go to Sean's room to watch football, and on any other day, we'd be in Ron's room playing Sega.
Yes. Least HBCU thing.
Oh, that's easy. Paying monthly rent for a dorm.
Ding, 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 ding. You and me. Yeah, I guess we're on the same plane on that one. Like, that is so not. Another, and you kind of touched on it, the least HBC. In Denise, Jaleesa, and Maggie's room, there's a photo of MLK. That didn't happen in '87. If there was a photo of a political leader, it was Malcolm X, by any means necessary, with him with the gun poking, holding the rifle and looking out his out his window. I just never saw. And I guess I couldn't help but notice the MLK on the wall, because as they scanned across the room, there's also this poster of like half naked guys, and I was like, wow, this is just juxtaposition. This is not.
That's a mixture you got up there, huh?
It's a mixture. Like, who does
MLK
this
over here, and you got
yeah, it's kind of weird.
Scantily clad men.
What's your hip hop drop song? What's the hip hop drop you got?
Pee Wee's Dance by Joski Love, baby.
Oh, you do the Pee Wee?
Get busy, y'all.
You do the Pee Wee and say, huh? What?
Hey, we talk about songs that dropped a beat.
Yeah.
Hey, Pee Wee's Dance just dropped a beat.
Pee Wee by Joski. Is that Joski Love? Who did that? It was Pee Wee. Joski Love. Yeah, Joski Love did that. My song was
that part up. The Joski Love part.
My song was "Money Earning Mount Vernon" by Heavy D and the Boys.
That is a good one.
It was a good one. What is the DFM? Denise's funniest moment.
In response to Maggie asking if she keeps track of her checks, she said, "I'm in college now. I'm busy. I have responsibilities."
That's the same one I had. That's the same. I was like, that made me genuinely laugh when you did that.
She said it so serious too.
He's like,
I have responsibilities.
I was like, oh my God. Who is your HBC alum needed as a guest star, and what role would they play?
Debbie Allen.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
Debbie Allen in the A building.
You need to make
when Denise goes
this is going
with
to Debbie Allen.
Debbie Allen is in the A building telling Denise, "Honey child, your mama is a lawyer and your daddy is a doctor, and you still bouncing these checks. What is wrong with you, girl? What is wrong with you?"
I see a theme here. I had Wanda Sykes, who graduated from Hampton Institute.
Oh, just in case you didn't know, Debbie Allen graduated from Howard University.
HBC alum. That's the key to this. Wanda Sykes, who graduated from formerly Hampton Institute, now Hampton University. I had her playing one of the girls watching soap operas. Her name is Serena, and she is just contrary to everything that's said on the TV. Oh, you know Norman ain't gonna get with her. Would you shut up, Serena? Like, she got something to say about everything. Oh my God, she is so disgusting, girl. And everybody looking at her like, you disgusting, Serena. Could you still be quiet, please?
Please take note that we are from New Orleans, so the word disgusting is equal to saying irritating.
You know what? Yes, it is. I'm sorry. I just kind of did that out of. It's kind of my default.
I mean, bro, bro. Once I got outside of New Orleans, if you say disgusting, bro, they're like, "Oh, disgusting. What are you talking about?" Like slow down. So, what your boy saying? Stripes.
Lighten up, Francis.
Lighten up, Francis.
Lighten up.
Cool your jets.
Cool your jets. Lighten up, Francis. Oh my God! Yeah, you disgusting.
It ain't that serious.
It ain't that serious.
Oh, you said disgusting,
man.
Everybody has that's pretty strong. Pretty strong words you're using there, all right?
Oh my God!
Calm your nerves down, bro.
Well, this has been a great first episode for me. I don't know how you feel at this point, but I enjoyed. I think I could enjoy this podcast thing. I wanna get to episode, I guess, 144 of Different World. Until the next episode, I am Rod. He is Ryan. And we will See you next week on the Blacklog, where we keep it black. Peace.